Warm welcome to this EDX talk show. Yes, the research celebrity talk show. And we are fortunate, and it is our privilege also to welcome today the guest of the research celebrity show, the woman inspiring the world, the woman who is leading not only in United States of America by her knowledge, contribution, and support, but influencing the global academicians, influencing the researcher of the globe. Yes, she is none other than our Professor Dr. J. and Raleigh Madam, the Dean from the School of Business, Margaret Evers College, City University of New York. I would like to take the opportunity to give only 2 to 3 sentences about our Madam. That during the career of Madam was always result oriented, collaborative, and accomplished as executive in the C-level leadership position in both private and the public institution. And thereafter, Madam developed the team that deliver new program, always increasing the fund, and thereafter improve the brand recognition. 2015, the year, yes, the remarkable year, awarded recognition by the Network Journal as one of the 25 influential American women in the business world. And really, we have seen Madam as the entrepreneur, Madam as the academician, Madam as the inspiration for whole world. We are working with, we are connecting with 193 countries of the world. And we are always proud to say that whenever Dr. J. and Raleigh Madam with us, we are always having interesting session and inspiring the world for new innovation. So I would like to welcome you, Madam. Very good evening from India.
Good evening, and thank you. Thank you for that warm welcome.
Thank you, Madam. So may I request you to give 2 to 3 lines for your personal life. That is maybe your introduction or what is your doing, what is your interest, and how people can connect with you like that.
Okay, I bring you greetings from Medgar Evers College, the family of Medgar Evers College, City University of New York, our president, Rudy Crew, and our provost, Augustine Okereke. I myself am a career higher education administrator that has served in every academic administration position, from chair of the Department of Entrepreneurship, Economics, and Information Technology to president of a graduate level university. My favorite position, however, has been Dean of Business, which spans actually 2 institutions, and I've held that position for almost 10 years. The reason is because you are very close as a dean to industry, faculty, community, the international stakeholders and students without necessarily being responsible for the many challenges of an entire university. Research is important because change is important, and good research helps the academy to be a part of direct and execute needed changes and transformations in the global society we live in. And I want to give you a personal note on me so you can know that, so you know where I come from. I believe in education as a transformer of lives. My great-grandmother was from the Caribbean islands, and she could not read or write, but she had a vision for her legacy and her family. She believed in education. So I am the first one in my generation, the first one in my family to have ever earned a college degree, then go on for a master's degree, then the PhD. It wasn't easy, and the research part was the most difficult element. But I tell you, through persistence and good mentorship, because if you don't have anyone in your family who's done it before, you need some help, and faith, help me to succeed. That's who I am.
Thank you, Madam. That was really inspiring because as you have shared that the first woman and the first one from the family who completed bachelor's, master's, and up to the PhD, and now leading the world, now supporting the academic community in the global way. That is a big salute to you, madam. And let us today discuss about something regarding. Now, my next question is that some quite personal about your passion, because we are always getting you, madam, as the most energetic person. So let us know about your passion. What is your passion, and also your hobby, then your goal, madam.
Okay, as I traveled, and I have traveled extensively, I've lived in other countries, I visited other countries, and I've studied and worked. I met a lot of people who had common interests and common goals, and I believe common destinies. I am, and you can tell, I'm passionate about the work of helping others. Education changed my life. I am not the person I would have been if I had not gone through the different stages that I mentioned to you before in the previous question. However, the challenges I see today is that education alone is not bridging the gap between the haves and the have-nots. There are many educated youth and others who are unemployed and underemployed. So as I travel, I collect those of like minds. We take networking to another level. We write together, we read together, we present papers at conferences together. We believe our consolidated and our coordinated body of work can achieve more than any one of us alone. We have partners in Chile, Europe, Africa, India, Pakistan, and Bangladesh. We are currently working on the production of our first volume, Handbook on the Future of Work and Entrepreneurship for the Underserved, which shall be published early next year. So the work is huge, it is global, and everyone can participate. And that you can see, that's my passion. The passion is not just about me, not just about the US, not just about my one little institution, but it is about the many people who need us to do the work and be the voice that they cannot be.
Yeah. And can I, madam, know about your hobby? That's what you love to do. What is your hobby? That in free time, that in COVID-19 also, that if you were getting some free time, what is your hobby that you would like to spend your time?
Okay, so my hobby is reading. I am an avid reader. I am reading almost a couple of books a week, and I always have about 10 in the queue. And why do I read so much? When I was small, when I was younger, much younger, and I come from a segregated hometown, which means that we were separated from the world. We didn't even have TV in the beginning. And, eventually we had TV and I could see what the world looked like. But books were always available to me one place or another. And so as I read, I began to see different worlds, different countries, even different universes. I'm a lover of science fiction to see what the future can be or what the technology may take us to. So when I have spare time, I've read everything from the Four Agreements to the book I just finished last night was the new Malcolm X, the one that's narrated by Lawrence Fishburne. My reading sometimes now is either electronic by Kindle or by Audible, because A, I have no more room to store the books, but B, my eyes, they get worn after reading so many hours. So now I listen to the books. And I do photography. I'm an amateur photographer. I'm a much better reader than I am a photographer. That's how I spend my spare time.
Excellent, madam. And it is really unique. And I think that the people will start reading more and more after listening to you because you are inspiring the people. Now, may I know about that? Today, you are one of the successful women, even the worldwide, and we are all following from the different countries. You have the millions of followers. So, is there any goal, still many from your side, that this is my goal and I have to reach there today?
Yeah, I am very active in the global area of entrepreneurship. I talked to you about my studies and my travels, but I've seen poverty in the ghettos of Nairobi and in other places where even in New York and in Miami, where there's poverty and destitution. So when we look at the data on income and wealth disparity, it's global. You pick any country and there is poverty beyond belief. The fastest growing populations, again, you know where they are, and they are producing a supply of labor that may not have a worldwide demand. I don't know if I mentioned it to you, but I am an economist. When I was going through Howard University economics program, there were only 7 African-American women in the country to hold a PhD. So what attracted me to economics is we have quantitative and qualitative tools to look at the social and the business problems. So if you take the 3 richest men in the world, they are innovators and entrepreneurs who acquired their wealth in our lifetimes. I remember when Jeff Bezos started Amazon, and he wasn't even on the list. But over time, in our one lifetime, we have seen him become the richest man in the world. Now, I'm not looking for everybody to become a Jeff Bezos, but I would like for us to become job creators, entrepreneurs at the lower levels, so we can help each other, and we can help each other raise our families and our communities out of poverty into abundance. Now, can everybody become an entrepreneur? No, not everyone. But if many of us who do it, we can help the others who can't do it. And so, you know, where all of the wealth is now, it used to be the governments had much more funding to distribute around, but that's not where all of the real wealth is now. The real wealth is in private hands. And so I'm not looking for a redistribution of government funds. That, you know, governments are different and they have their priorities. I'm looking for us as individuals, academicians, private citizens, to find the need, to fill it, and to become those who help lift the rest in our country up. So that's the work that I'm doing now.
Truly, this is really, I think, that influencing the world, because this is the time that each and everyone we have seen in the world that not only one country, I would like to say that all the countries are suffering from the COVID-19 pandemic. And this time, as Rolly Madam said, that the important point is that be the job creator. Yes, we have to be the job creator than the job seeker. And from the New York City, Madam is ready to help. From New York City, Madam is coordinating with all the countries, and they are also working on book. They are guiding people as a true academician, as a true entrepreneur. They are inspiring the world. I'm saying not only one country, inspiring the world to become the entrepreneur. Yes, of course, the Jeff Bezos is the man on that art, the richest person in the art. But each and every one, whenever they are having goal in their mind, and if they are getting some mentor like our Dr. Jan Raleigh Madam, definitely they will be inspired and work more and more in this field and in this direction. And it is required for the present world, because the world is suffering, and only the entrepreneur can help each and every people to survive in their life. Really, we are congratulating Raleigh Madam for such a novel work in worldwide. Now, I would like to come to another point. Madam, you are always energetic. You are always inspiring. So what is the strength? That is, what is the greatest strength inside you? You are identifying that this is my greatest strength.
Okay. All right. So let me tell you about my story and my journey on the road to the PhD, because I think that shares with you where a lot of the strength comes from. So, you know, the road for me, because I already told you I didn't have anyone before me, any pioneer in my family before me. So the road to the PhD was not easy. I achieved my first degree in 3 years, which is in our country, it usually takes 4 years. And I did that because I had a desire for learning. The more I got, the more I wanted. And I did the master's in 1 year, and it was normally a year and a half to 2 years program. And then I did the coursework for the PhD. It took me only 18 months. I had mastered the skill of consuming content and very important here, testing. The way they had tests, I had perfected that skill. But what almost killed me was the research. And here, this is where you're focused on. This is what you help folks do. It was the research that stunned me and almost ended my career. I was running a business full-time, working a full-time government job with both the federal sector and the defense sector. And I was working on my dissertation, doing my research. There were no women on our faculty. I never had economics or any of the courses in my PhD program at Howard from a woman, because the faculty was all men. And I already mentioned there was only 7 women in the country. So what helped me finish, was persistence, and a friend developed, and a friendship that developed between me and one of my faculty members. He was an older man, maybe 80-ish plus. He had retired from 3 different institutions. He had worked at the Labor Department, and he had been my mentor. When I went away to Tanzania, East Africa, and I stayed for a while, he wrote me a letter and said, come back home. If you come back, I will help you and make sure that you get what you need to finish. And so I did come back. But then he told me confidentially, he said, the reason why you can't get any further in this is because the faculty doesn't believe you can be working a full-time job, you can own your own business, and you can earn their degree. So I quit my good government job, I closed down my business, and within 9 months, I successfully defended the dissertation. The research journey had taken me 10 years, 10 years. Not the 2 or 3 that I hoped for or that I believed in I could do it in, but it had taken me 10 years. And the reason I cut everything back but the dissertation was that I was still young then. I was still very young because I went straight through. I could open another business if I wanted to. I could get another job if I wanted to. But too many sacrifices have been made by me, my family, my community. Everyone was looking at me to do whatever it took to finish. They didn't care about all my sob stories about what I needed or how I need to help the family. They didn't care. They wanted me to be the first. And so with that heavy weight on my shoulders, and the help of a mentor, and that's why mentorship is so important. I would have never known the faculty felt that way if he never told me. And so when I talk and I give my talks, I talk about the importance of mentorship, because many who we work with would not have had mentoring in their family or nowhere to get the mentoring. So those of us who are able, I take on many, many mentees all over the world because I believe it's a responsibility. Someone helped me. I didn't do it all myself. I couldn't do it all alone. Someone took pity on me and saw the earnest desire, no matter what. And I'll just tell you a secret. The first dissertation faculty member I had thought it was okay to take 10 or 15 years to do research because it had taken him so long. I went to the chair and my mentor, they reassigned and gave me a different dissertation faculty member. So sometimes you can't do it alone. You have to escalate, and you have to escalate with the faculty and those who really can see the promise in you and can see the desire in you and can help you, especially when you can't get into a closed room and help yourself. I say, when you ask me about me, I have a faith, I have a desire, and I have an appreciation for those who came before me and who have stood by me to help me. You know, in my career, I've had a lot of ups and downs, but still there's the faith that I have a purpose and a work to do. And as long as I fulfill my purpose and my work and I stay on path, sometimes we want to deviate. We say, oh, wow, they have such an easy job. Well, I've never had a single easy job in my life. And I told my mother one time, I said, Mom, why don't I get any other easy jobs? God bless her soul, because both of my parents have gone now. And she looked me straight in the eye and she said, Joe, that's my family name, if you got an easy job, you wouldn't want it. You are made for the hardest jobs. And so, that's straight from my mother. So sometimes I don't even share some of the burden. I just keep moving and I look up. I look up often from where my strength comes from. Thank you.
Thank you very much, madam. And it is really that you are inspiring, because obstacles are coming continuously in your life and you are always overcome it. And you are becoming the first one who is, I think, that done successfully all these tasks. Yes, this is true. That sometimes the God need not to come himself to us, but he is sending someone who will inspire us, who will give the right direction for our career at the right time. And as Jane Rowley Madam today in her interview given us the information that how she was inspired by a person, how she faced alone at first the problem, then inspired by the person, and how she can complete everything that was possible in that time. And really, I think that it is the inspiration for our researchers. It is the inspiration for all the women and the girls, especially I'm saying ladies, because Madam also explained that how she faced the problem in that particular time in which the women are not there with her for pursuing her degree. Maybe starting with alone, going there and coming from that area, then now she is settled in the United States in America, New York, as a famous person. But the struggle was also there. Everyone facing the struggle in their life, and it is up to the person, up to that woman, up to that man, that how they can overcome that situation. Really, we are appreciating you, madam, for your that is journey, and you are sharing with us all the incidents. Now, I would like to know one more point: that any funny incident in your life, that is, if you can remember, which is it is remarkable in your life, that any funny incident or any funny story happening to you in your life, that is you are remembering like that. Yes, this was a funny situation I have faced in my life.
Oh gosh, funny. Oh gosh, funny is hard. I don't know. Uh, uh, yes, I taught at a historically Black college or university. My first assignment from after was the IBM visiting professor to Hampton University, and I understood the discipline, but when I did my first teaching assignment, I had never envisioned doing teaching in my life. And I was working with one of my colleagues and one of my students, and I was just trying to figure out, which way to go. I've always been very open and very transparent. And so in speaking with some of my colleagues and in speaking with some of my students, I was saying, well, I'm getting ready to figure out whether I really want to stay in the classroom or whether I want to go into administration, etc. And one of my students, he looked at me and he said, Dr. Rowe, you are a great administrator. I think you should be an administrator. You're a much better administrator. And I was like, well, thank you for that insight. I enjoy teaching, but what I found is my gifts, the gifts that I have, are better spread throughout more in administrative work. And I've taught economics, I've taught entrepreneurship, but I come alive in administration, and people see the passion. And so my student was telling me, oh yes, administration would be great for you. And I'm like, well, what do you think of my teaching?
Thank you for sharing this incident, and I think that all our viewers are enjoying. And now that is, you are contributing to us, you are contributing to our research center for the last more than 1 year. you are giving presentation, you are inspiring the people from the different country. Now, my question is that, Madam, your opinion about our research center, about Eudoxia Research Center, your opinion.
Well, I am very pleased that you asked me that question because this is what I believe. I believe the new higher education will be shaped by its stakeholders, by the industry and the students. Learning will become more agile. Faculty, as will their students, will learn how to learn and engage in different instructional modalities, as we see is happening directly in response to the pandemic now. So you guys had the foresight. Education will become more global as labor becomes more global. However, and this is where we need to be sensitive to the needs of the students that we serve. Everyone may not need to have access to college credentials as we know them. Credentialing may become more modular as we see a trend in certifications stacked with or without degrees, and may be accessible in on-demand and self-paced learning without faculty facilitation. Faculty will have to become more of thought leaders. You've heard in some of my previous presentations about the MIT, about the student who had gotten a degree somewhere else and took the MIT curriculum right off the internet with no facilitation, passed all of the tests because all he wanted to do was be able to develop the applications. He didn't need the certificates. So we have to become more and more in line with what is happening around us. Now, is that going to happen everywhere? Because everybody is not capable of that. No, but for those who are, we want to be ready for them. I see the work that is going on at the Research Center here as a pioneer of the future. Learning tailored to the needs of an ever-changing, ever-transforming workplace. You will help the change agents of the future transform at a faster pace for the needs of the worldwide population we serve. I am so happy to be a part of that transformation with you. I owe you for what you have given me. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Madam. And this is true that our research center is always encouraging the people to be the research pioneer. And most of the time, as people are having really confusion that what is this research pioneer? Because this is actually the term coined by our Eudoxia Research Center. Yes, research and entrepreneur, and we are combining both to make them the research pioneer. And as our Dr. Raleigh Madam explained, that the future is for the research pioneer, because the problem can come in any direction. It may be in medical life now, in going on as a virology, someone doing research in virology, they can face the problem with the COVID-19. They want to try for the vaccine, they want to try to develop some medicine. Later on, it may be the nuclear weapon. Later on, it may be some more and more problem. It may be in e-commerce also. It may be the cyber attack also. But the fact is that in future world, those who are doing true research only to enhance their skill and the quality of the research, they will survive. But not those people who are carrying maybe the thousands of the certificates in their bag and showing the people, I have these certificates which will be not for use. So our concept is very much clear that we want to inspire the researcher for innovation. We want to inspire the researcher for more and more new outcomes, writing down new books, not the copying the old book, but go for your new thinking and give it in your book. If you are giving the presentation, also give something new. And this can be happen by the emeritus mentors like our Raleigh Madam. And Raleigh Madam always playing the role of the patron to our research center to inspire the world. She is always giving the advice in our International Research Council, always giving the presentation with full of energy, and always researcher after the presentation. I always like to see the email after Madam presentation, because it is full of the email and always saying like that, what an excellent presentation was made by the Raleigh Madam. My WhatsApp seemed to be hanged like that. So many messages are there, pending messages are there that people are sending to me. We need Madam again presentation. So please bring Madam again for one presentation like that. So why they are following? They are not getting certificate from Madam. But the truth is that they are getting the true knowledge which will help them in their future, which will make them sustainable, which will make them independent entrepreneur by using the skill of research, which we term as researchpreneur. This is true. And now we are coming towards the end of the program and my last question. That is, Madam, please give one message to all the researchers, all the academicians of the world, because now world is watching. And in our all social media from the different countries, they will go through this video. So we would like to hear from you, that is at least one message for the researcher, one message for the academician, because during this COVID-19, most of them are losing their job. Some are under depression. They are unable to concentrate in their work. So the people like you, those who are the leader, the women that who can inspire the other women of the world. So our request is that, Madam, one message from your side to researcher and academics.
Yes. So my closing message to you, if you don't remember anything else that I've said, be passionate about the work. Be passionate about learning. It may look like your time isn't here, but if you continue to learn and continue to prepare, your day will come. Just have faith. Just have faith and continue to work. You've got to do the work. You've got to do the work. Be passionate about the work.
Great. Really, and I think that this message will give the right direction to the academics and researchers. So keep faith on you. The result will be yours. As Madam said, and it is the truth of our life, don't give up. Never give up. Please continue your work. Please be assigned with your work. Please focus with your work and you will get the success, and God will help you for your success, as we have come to know from the Raleigh Madam story also. Yes, the success story of the greatest people of the world will inspire the people to get the more knowledge. Today we had the discussion and the interview with the Dr. J.N. Raleigh Madam from New York City, from City University, New York, and Madam giving us the insightful knowledge. Madam inspired us to do more and more research, more involvement in academic, and especially Madam inspiring the entrepreneur. Madam already explained with the example that how the people can be jump into the entrepreneurship and they can success in their life. Madam also explained about the obstacles come in her life, but how she overcome it. It is important. Not only the problem, Madam showing us the solution also. So really big salute to you, Madam, from our side, and big congratulations for becoming the global leader, for inspiring all the people of the country. And finally, I would like to say the namaste from India, and thank you for your time, support, and contribution, Madam.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you very much, and goodbye.
Thank you, Madam. Thank you. Good night, Madam.